Heck. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Robert Smith Bowling channel. And today's video episode is going to be just me throwing a couple shots with the new Pure Envy from Hammer. I believe this one's getting released on September 19th. So this is going to be a first run. Haven't thrown these bowling balls yet. Have no idea what they're doing. They're fresh out of the box. You can still see my pencil lines on there for my span and everything. The Pure Envy on this one, it's a little bit on the bigger side. It's definitely not the Envy Tours. I believe this one's a complement more to the Extreme Envy with numbers at 250 and 055 with an 021 intermediate diff. I'm expecting this ball to have a pretty big transition in the mid lane. With that being said, because of what the ball is and stuff, I actually went with a little bit different layout than what I've been trying lately. And with these ones here, the dual angle reads on this are going to be 75 by 5. The big difference is on this one here, you'll see that the number is opened up to 20 on the back number, and this one here is down to 70 on it. So they're 75 by 5. This one's by 20, this one's by 70. Part of this is for me just to kind of get used to seeing what these back numbers actually mean on dual angles. I know pin up, pin down, but when we start getting into numbers, I kind of want to know exactly what I'm expecting out of this ball. If it's more flare, less flare, back end, whatever, but just trying to get an idea. So with that being said, these are pretty much same angles, just a little bit different on where the pin placement is. So with that being said, looking forward to this. I've always been a big fan of the Envies, the Envy Tours especially. So this one's going to be a nice one, a little bit big, bigger core. So for me with ASIMs and bigger cores with my rev rate, sometimes I get the ball standing up a little bit too much on the back. So with these layouts at 75, the idea is I'm trying to get these bowling balls to not stand up. I want them to kind of keep coming. So with that being said, we're not going to bore everybody with the other stuff. Let's throw some shots. So the first one I'm going to throw, 75 by 5 by 20. Looks kind of familiar. The biggest thing is you'll see the mass bias over here towards the left. Again, trying to keep the ball from actually rolling out, because with my flare, because I flare it all the way around the ball, this mass bias, when it gets to the backside, turns into a stopper and takes the flare out. So the idea is we're just going to try to keep the flare from rolling out. So, all right, first shots with this one. Let's see what it does. Wow. And that one pretty much did what I thought. It got to the mid lane, made a pretty strong move, and then just kind of settled and laid in there. It's kind of a typical shape for me for asymmetrical, so it's nothing outrageous. I would imagine with lower rev rates, you'll be, a little bit, you'll see a little bit more back end tip out of it for sure. So flare rings, pretty tight to the front. That's probably because of the mass bias, but you can definitely see as they progress along, they get a lot bigger. So first shot, that looked pretty darn good. So see what goes on with it after that. Oh, I should quit now. That might be the only two shots you get to see, guys. That's it. This is a fresh house shot, so yeah, but there's a little bit extra push, but you can see that ball gets to the spot and it makes a pretty aggressive, abrupt move. I mean, it knows where it's going to pick up. I like the fact that the change of direction is not terribly big, so I can play a little straighter with it. So far, it looks pretty good. So, biggest thing with these kind of bowling balls is when I throw these ASIMs, especially hybrid ASIMs and stuff like that, I try to play them more where they jam up the lane versus trying to get them to tilt. I might have found a ball I liked here. So those 3 shots, that's with the 75 by 5 by 20, which is a pin up, guys. I'm kind of digging the 75 by 5 just because I'm noticing that the flares aren't really too big. And also when the ball's getting to the back end, there's no stand up. It looks like it's still got a nice arc, continuous motion out of the back. So that looked pretty good. I'm gonna throw one more. I'm gonna try to move a few boards left and slow it down, just to see how much change of angle, change of direction we can get. So 4 boards left, nothing crazy. And that's the normal leaving pointer. So, but I tell you what, I like that shape. With what I'm used to with ASIMs, especially when I got into like Widows, the bigger Extreme Envy, stuff like that. When I first started drilling these out and stuff, I always had the mass bias kicked a little much, where that front number was like, I don't know, 55, 60. And the ball just seemed like it would just use its energy up too quick. So with this little 75 move, I don't feel like the ball's losing any energy. So that's pretty nice on that. I'm hoping to see if that pin down one does something a little different. All right, let's hook the whole lane, make the spare. Okay. That ball's got some shape in it, because usually I can't slow wrench those things. They'll just stand up and quit. This one didn't do it. So far, I'm pretty impressed with this. It's been 5 shots, but I'm pretty impressed with this. Oh yeah, it's still flaring like crazy, but I'm actually getting the flares to keep coming around a little bit more with this, so the ball's not standing up as much. Pretty happy with this layout, and definitely happy with the way that ball rolled. So, not bad for a first try. Fumble, my thumb fell off. Where's that thing at? Nice blooper. All right, so let's wander off to the other one, which is going to be the 75 by 5, but this one, of course, is the 70. Definitely see much different layout as far as where the pin position is in this. I'm assuming this one might be a little less on the back end, just because of the fact that I think this mass bias position is going to be a little stronger. So yeah, I'm anticipating it to be a little less, but we're going to stay in the same spot and see what happens. So again, this is the first shot with the pin down here. Oh my God. It didn't come off my hand very good, but wow. That checked up quick. Well, that might be the difference now. Pin up, pin down. That checked up early. I ain't gonna lie, that checked up pretty darn early. And that's crazy too, because the flares are actually tighter. Let's try that one more time here. That's a little cleaner. Oh. All right, so I was mistaken. It went the other route. That actually looks like it's picking up sooner. It's not losing any energy on it, that's for darn sure, but I picked up a little sooner. So even with still a 5-inch pin in the 75 on the first dual angle, this one may actually have a little more motor in it. All right, hooking at spares, because that's what we like to do. I thought that one was okay strong. That thing is kind of ridiculous strong on the back end. That really, really has some get up and go. This used to be kind of a layout I used back on tour, before we used dual angles and stuff like that. But yeah, this was a lot of what I used on symmetricals. All right, so that motored Let's go 4 left, but this time not slow it down like I did with the other one. Wow. Okay. All right, I just want to see something here because, of course, the pin down, some people say it hooks less, some people say it hooks earlier. I'm definitely seeing it hooking earlier. I'm going to go back to this pin up one in the same spot and see if I can hit the 3-pin or not. Oh, those are 2 totally different shapes. Totally different shapes. You can see with that pin up one, it kind of helped push the ball down the lane a little bit better. You could see it. It actually kind of scooted it just a little more. This pin down one, my Lord. The other one's probably a little bit more suitable to scoring, but this one looks like it's just a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to go 5 boards left. Let's see. Oh, that's a bad shot. And it's still hooked. That was a bad shot, but that thing's still hooked in all the oil, so. Wow. HK22 in a hybrid with a cohesion shell. I mean, so in theory, the shell should be just a little bit earlier, a little stronger than the effect. Oh, let's shoot a spare. Yay, made a spare. I think I'm batting 500 on the videos for 10 pins. Good stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna throw one more here, just to hopefully throw a better shot than I did that last one. I just yanked the hell out of that thing. But on the whole, these roll pretty darn good. I'm pleasantly surprised with these guys here. That's better. All right, well, as you can see with the 2 totally different layouts, first 2 numbers are identical, but that last number on the dual angles, that is quite a difference on what's going on with these 2 bowling balls. Remember, these are right out of the box. Hadn't thrown them until you guys saw it, so what you saw is what I saw for the first time. It's got some teeth. Is it the most aggressive thing in the front? No. Does it get down the lane pretty decent? I would say okay. It gets down the lane pretty good. I mean, there's other bowling balls, of course, that'll get down the lane cleaner, but that's what this is meant for. I think these are meant for a little bit of that in between where you get in that first transition. You have to start going left, get a little push, a little angle. These bowling balls will probably fit right in very nicely. So, otherwise than that, this one's going to be short and sweet. Again, like usual, I'd like to thank my sponsors. Hammer Bowling with the brand new Pure Envy that just came out. I Am Bowling for the jerseys and Vice inserts. Again, thank you very much for that. If you guys can or haven't done it yet, please subscribe. But until the next one, have a good one. Later.